Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
It's nice I don't even get my own picture in our new promo, but, you know, my two esteemed co-hosts do. I don't get that. This is B-Hawk Live. I am one of your hosts, Dirty, and then let me bring in the hyena herself, the one and only, Amanda. How are you? We can't hear you, Amanda. We can't hear you. I mean, what is going on? Always. You always have some kind of problem.
Me.
I did not mute you. I did not mute you.
Hi, everyone.
How is it that you and Daddy Ed have pictures in the intros and it just says Dirty, and then it says, and then this guy, Dirty?
I told you to put a picture of yourself.
I didn't make it, and then here he is, Daddy Ed.
Yeah, I figured you'd be wearing a suit and tie when your picture showed, when your name showed up.
Yeah, I'm not the one who did it. I think you guys probably paid somebody to do it. That's just my opinion, I think. But we have a special guest. But guys, I do have something for you guys that I want to show you guys. I found this. I thought it was very interesting. Amanda, I think this might be one of your favorite stores. Amanda. So just hear me out. Tell me if this is one of your favorite stores. This is what I deal with every week.
Oh my God, that was terrible.
Oh yeah, there was plenty of those days at the grocery store growing up. Believe me.
Oh, I'm sure, Ed. I'm sure it's every Wednesday. That's what I deal with you two. So let's bring on our special. I don't know why you're looking like that.
Here we go.
Let's bring on our special guest. Like you guys said on B-Hawk Live, look, we got content for the next. We need content for the next how many weeks, guys?
51.
Something like that, right? We're only a week away from the championship, But we are bringing on Eric, who is out of Iowa. He is a no-hands Butler fan. I don't know why. Possibly one of the worst tight ends in the XFL. Cannot catch a ball to save his life. That's all I have to say.
51 receptions. He can catch a ball, led the team, just saying.
Well, he had about 200 thrown to him, Eric, and only caught 51. What's that percentage? It's a real good percentage there.
Enough for 600 yards. That's what it's good for.
I mean, I guess. I don't know what you guys do up there in Iowa on how do you catch balls, but down here in Missouri, we actually catch them. Sometimes to the face, but, that's beside the point.
Anyway, everyone, this is my cousin, Eric.
That's what happens when you're the redheaded stepchild of the Hawkeyes.
Oh my God. Really? That's how we're going to open the show.
Well, I think that's the way Ed's
Do we want to go right here? I mean, are we just going to go right here? You want to start going Iowa? This is B-Hawk, man. Come on.
Right. I think that's the way Ed wants to do it. It sounds like to me, but, whatever floats Ed boat here on this show. Now, Eric, explain to everybody why we have you on the show.
Well, I'm not sure why, as I told Amanda when she asked me. We're cousins, and Ed's obviously my uncle. And, when the XFL came around and I Amanda had told me about what was going on with her, and I was like, finally, maybe a team that we can actually pull the rope in the same direction on, like they're Vikings fans. I don't get it. I'm a Bears fan. I mean,
See, and that's why I like you. See, right. Eric, that's why I like you. You're an intelligent guy.
Right.
The Bears are a great team.
Yeah. I mean
we've had some bad luck. I'm a Bears fan myself. But, I mean, really, who really likes the Vikings? I mean, they look like Barney the dinosaur.
Right.
dressed in purple.
I mean,
After 50 years of being a fan, I'm almost reaching that very same conclusion, but I'm not quite there yet. But
I mean, when you
I-
look like a dinosaur,
I will tell you this: I bought, because my dad, I can't make excuses for him. He's a Viking fan too.
I love him.
I bought him a grill cover, a Minnesota Viking grill cover. It was purple. I mean, that's the team color, right? He hated it because it was a purple grill cover, and I'm like, "Come on, man, that's the team. Come on, that's the team. You got to own it. You just got to own it."
I mean,
But-
that's
do
true.
you have your comments turned on, Eric?
Do I? My comments.
Yeah,
They're like over
you're
in-
getting all kind of nice little reactions.
Oh.
But anyway, before we get started,
What's up,
see that you and the
Marco?
Lou sign behind me?
Yeah, we see it, Ed. Go on
The
with your
very
main plug.
first inductee, Kevin Atkins, has been invited to Atlanta Falcons football camp.
Nice.
Yay!
Oh, here, you want some applause? Okay.
There we go. Deservedly so.
Awesome. Congrats, Kev.
So I'll finish.
Yes, please
So-
finish, Eric, before you're rudely interrupted.
Right. I just thought there was a nice pause there for me to climb right back in there. So I thought, and I'm a Cubs fan, which
Whoa, stop. Nope, we're done. He's done. He ain't
Yeah,
talking the rest of
kick
the
him
night.
off
Nope,
the show for
not
Christ's
happening.
sake.
He ain't talking the rest of the night. Nope, I ain't having it. Nope, I'm not having it. Nope, cannot talk.
You can't, yeah, but the problem is
Hold
they've
on,
already
hold
got
on.
like
Stop,
a
Ed,
5-game lead on the Cardinals already.
Shut up, Ed. Doesn't matter. Eric, I will unmute you. But you promise you cannot. Here's the idiot again. See, you got an idiot in here that's with you. The good doctor, go Cubbies, anyone but the Cardinals. See, he's an idiot.
He is an
So-
idiot.
Eric, I'm going to unmute you, but you can't say that word. Okay? Or, Eric, I can do this for you. Hey, Eric, let me ask you something.
Stop it. Stop.
Let me hear you.
What you think about the Cubbies?
Nah, I won't. Listen,
Huh?
you mentioned them twice now. I will say
Hey,
the
no,
boys.
this is Dirty Carry, Eric. Just be quiet for a second. Hey, let me ask you something, Eric.
I will say the boys in blue. Okay.
No,
Um,
hold on.
Oh,
He
If
got
you
damn
could go-
Parkinson's.
If you could go to a Cubs game or a Cardinals game, which one would you pick?
now listen.
But it's an
I-
easy question, Eric. Damn it, answer it.
I'm going
Cubs
to
or a
Wrigley.
Cardinals game?
I mean, I'm going to Wrigley.
Oh,
But I
I'm
have.
getting hot. I can't breathe. I'm getting hot.
I have been to a couple Cardinals games. But the one game when she was getting married, my dad and I, they were actually playing the Cardinals in the NLDS. I won't mention who won that NLDS, but
Shut up. I know who won that NLDS. I was there.
when
Shut up.
when Amanda got married, I made sure and politely dressed all in blue for the wedding and the wedding reception.
Like
And we
the
actually have that.
damn idiot.
We have the picture of her in her wedding dress and me all in blue. It was awesome.
Hey,
So
hey. Look, the good doctor says you don't have to wear a bulletproof vest in Wrigley. But what you got to do is wear a rubber to sit on the seats. My ass got impregnated by Mike Shannon.
Stop.
So-
Where's this going?
we have all that animosity. So I'm thinking, listen, I think the Beehawks is something that we can get behind together. And ironically enough, it's done it. It's
There you
erased
go.
the Minnesota, Chicago, St. Louis. Like it's erased it. Like we're Beehawks. It's awesome.
Yeah. Now, beforehand, Ed was telling me that, because, me, Amanda, Ed will talk before the show. We'll actually talk a couple times throughout the week about the show, what we want to talk about. Usually gets more closer to Monday, Tuesday. All three of us will get on the phone and we'll talk. And they said that you were wanting to start watch parties in Iowa
Oh, that'd be awesome.
at the local bars. How did that work out for you? Just a bunch of people with nobody because they're all idiots?
Well, the thing that irritates me the most is if guys would actually watch it, it's good football. I mean, it really is. I don't care that it's not the NFL. It's good football. And, going back to what you guys were talking about a couple weeks ago, I'm with you, Ed. I'm tired of the whole holy shit. We had 34,000 fans. I'm tired of that. But I will tell you this. I do agree with Dirty, where some of the guys are getting pretty dumb. I mean, I'm on the fan boards. I see some of the stuff they say, and I'm like, I think it's because St. Louis does draw as many people as they do. Like, they need to be kind of the standard bearer, kind of the flagship. I mean, they need to be like the franchise that people look up to.
Now, hold on, let me get this right. You're not in St. Louis.
No.
You're outside of St. Louis looking in.
Yes.
So you're not seeing all the stuff that we see
No.
all the time. You're on the outside looking in.
Yeah, I'm fan boarding it.
As an outsider, how do you see the fan base as a whole?
I would say that as a whole, they're probably very passionate, probably very similar to Ed. Maybe not quite as far as, Amanda. She gets pretty wild with things, but I mean,
jumping around in the back of pickup trucks, playing to jump around.
but
hi guys, I'm just here.
Right. From the outside looking in, I mean, I see it as a very passionate fan base. I see it as a fan base that definitely deserves, a team to get behind. But I do see, especially on some of the fan boards and stuff, man, there is some really, 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 I'll just call them sad fans, because, I mean, it's like nothing can go right. I'll give you an example. During the draft, so I'm texting with Amanda and Ed, and I'm following kind of some of the Bears boards, as the picks come in. And it didn't matter what pick it is. We clearly need an offensive line to protect Justin Fields. We picked Darnell Wright. I don't care what Darnell Wright did in his entire career at Tennessee. All you have to do is watch the game against Alabama, and he single-handedly took Will out of the game. Out of the game. That's what I need to see. I'm going to give that dude a chance. All I saw was, nice pick. He's going to score us a lot of points, or that's a terrible pick. We could have got, I mean, like, those fans really sour. And like I was telling you earlier, I've gotten to the point where I'm like, man, dude, just let them play, enjoy it, and the sun will come up tomorrow, man. But I mean, it isn't like they're not trying. It's kind of like in week 9 against Seattle. Yeah, I get it. We laid an egg. You guys talked about it. It
More
was
like
all over the
sucked an
fan boards,
egg.
whatever. Well, yeah, okay.
More
Sucked
like
an
sucked
egg,
an
laid an egg, whatever you want to apply to it. I get it. But seriously, these guys are grown ass men. They're competitive. They wouldn't be playing if they weren't. I do think, even though I know and I'm sure AJ McCarron's just as big a competitor as anybody, I think there was probably more to maybe his injury there coming back in week 9 than maybe we even know about. But because he's a competitor, he's going to be out there. But man, yeah, did we have our fate in our own hands? Yeah. But listen, the sun came up the next day. I think it probably goes back to way before week 9, some of our problems that happened. But I mean, I'm not going to fault the players. I just enjoy it. I truly do enjoy the XFL and the XFL games. I really do.
All right. So now let me ask you this. So you said you were a fan back in 2020. We had the
not
beer
quite
snake.
like I am now.
Hold on, though. We had the Rona snake in the season. So thanks to the DC fans, they end the season with their Rona snake, right? What was your perspective of 2020 compared to now?
2020 seems like forever and a day ago.
It does.
But truly, I at least in my opinion, I feel like the product's better. I do. I mean, back in 2020, and yeah, I still had kind of the, I don't know, maybe the gimmicky feel, maybe the same feeling I have about like the USFL. I guess I feel like just as much of the game is the fans as it is the game itself. Like, when I watched the USFL, I mean, I really did. I cannot watch a football game with 150 people looking like it's some Midwestern spring football game in 30-degree weather. I just can't do it. It's a good product on the field. I'm not taking that away from them, but man, it's very difficult to watch because, man, I love the crowd, the ebbs and flows. I mean, you can say what you want about the St. Louis crowd and everything. And I'm sure there's some idiots just like everywhere else. But man, you know, when I'm at home watching on TV, it feels like you guys are having a blast there. You know, like I
until
wish
they
I
start
was
throwing
there.
around the
And
blow up doll.
I don't see that in the XFL.
Until they start throwing
Well, all
the
right.
blow up doll.
I know Ed thought that was good, but I'm with you, Dirty. I'm not into the blow up doll, man.
Right, yeah.
I
we
would've said
like it.
that till
Shut
the
up,
guy-
Ed. Shut up, Ed.
till the guy stopped watching the game and started dancing with the doll. That's when it was fun. It was funny.
No.
Well,
Ed,
maybe
it was
that's one of
never-
the guys we're talking about. Maybe he's a problem.
Yeah, it was never fun. Ed.
I don't know what you do in your spare time, but I don't want to know if you are all about a doll.
Well, I mean, Ed's favorite
Blow
number
up
is
doll.
69. And that was his favorite player, Jared Allen.
Mhm.
See, there you
Uh-huh.
hit your mind right back to trash. Trash. Always trash. Always
Yeah.
trash with you.
Trash.
No, it's not.
Ed, what did you? how
Always,
did you raise her,
always.
Ed?
I don't know.
Better than that.
So let's get to
Better
it.
than
I'm still trying to figure that out.
The XFL awards came out, and actually, one of our own Battlehawks actually got a
Mhm.
very prestigious award.
Serious.
Darius Shepard
Hmm.
is the Special Team Player of the Year. Now, I didn't realize this. Dude had almost 1,000 yards. He was just over 907 yards. He had 3 games with at least 132 yards, return yards. I did not know that either. Averaged 24.8 yards and had the second largest run in XFL history at 80 yards against DC. Right? So, I mean, that's a decent honor. I didn't realize he did that good in the games that I went and the games that I watched. I mean, were you guys shocked by that he put up those kind of stats? Because I kind of was.
Oh, I knew he was lighting it up, and then about through mid-season, but then towards the end, there wasn't too many returns to write home about. But up through like week 6 or 7, oh yeah, he was definitely the best return guy there was.
I would have to agree with that for sure. For definitely
Hyena,
for sure.
Mhm.
I don't want to take away from Mana. Go ahead. Go ahead.
are you going to sit there? Or are you going to keep drinking your wine? We're all looking at you. We're waiting for your answer.
Here, I'll hold
He-
you up. Go ahead.
No, he deserved it. No, I didn't realize it.
Oh, something happened to her microphone. Oh, her microphone. Oh, okay. What now? What were you saying? What were you
Are
saying?
you done?
It was your microphone, wasn't us. Go on.
He deserves it. I'm happy for him.
That's all you're going to say is he deserves it. You heard what your dad said.
I have to
heard
be
it.
fast because you're gonna mute me again.
I'm not going to mute you. See, my hands are right here. Go.
No, y'all just already said everything.
They're coming down. They're coming down because I do have to. I won't say. I'll wait till later. But no, I mean, I was actually surprised, and I mean, he
Talking about.
actually did very good as a receiver too, which really shocked me too.
But
So
don't
I'm
you think we had
surprised
a lot
he
of guys
hasn't
that
been
were
picked
shocking?
up by a team yet.
But don't you think we had a lot of guys that kind of fit that bill? I mean, Shepard added the special teams, but you know, if you look down our receiving core, I mean, if you take Butler and Shepard out of there,
Wait,
both
who?
over 500 yards.
Oh,
Oh,
no
yeah,
hands.
no hands, Butler.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, no hands.
But if you take those two guys out of there, and you're talking about Prohl and Aitman, you know, and you can throw the running back Hill in there, like we've got a lot of balance, and it felt like week to week it might be a new guy that kind of steps up and you know makes some big catches or something like that. Like I felt like our wide receiver room, and maybe AJ made him better. I don't know, but I just felt like our receiver room was a lot stronger than our offensive coordinator was giving him credit for. Like I felt like we just need to
Don't get
really...
me started on the offensive
Oh,
coordinator.
you're
Keep
swinging
it
to the
moving.
choir there, man.
I know,
All right, Amanda, you
I
said
watched
don't
the
get me
show every
started.
week. I get it.
You said don't get me started on the offense. Go on.
Our
Let's hear what
offensive
you got to say.
coordinator signed a 2-year contract, which is 2 years too long.
He's
Oh
about
my.
as tight as that hoodie he wears on a weekly basis. That's all
Well,
I gotta say about that.
Wow.
Like I told these guys before, Amanda, before you got on at 7:59, I said, listen,
True.
I
right.
feel like the offensive pieces that we have. I mean, even rushing wasn't even our big deal, but I feel like we could run the ball too. And I just felt like we did have a Ferrari offense, but drove it like a Chevy 1965. I mean, it's like we just would stagnate, and it just drove me nuts, man. That was probably the biggest frustration that I had all year long. Was like, we just go into these long stretches, or how about to start the game? Dirty, you probably have the stat. How many times did we put the ball in the end zone on the opening drive? Twice. Like, we have all week to think about how we want to open the game, and we put the ball in the end zone twice.
And had a false start in their own stadium.
Yeah, I mean, like, come on. Like, again, I'm not in the room day to day, and I'm not gonna, whatever. But, geez, I mean, we've got to be better than that. We just got to be better than that. We have the players. We got to be better than that.
It's called not opening your offense up until you're behind.
Yeah.
Why can't you play with the lead once? That'd be a.
It sounds like we have another version of Ed on here.
Well, I mean, listen.
Told you that.
He is an older version of me. I mean, we are related. So, but I just could not understand week to week. You think about those first two games. We had to come from behind, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it was 2 weeks ago too. You guys were talking about being 7-3 and getting screwed, and I saw a video of is it Hazlitt for Seattle? Is that their head coach?
Yeah, let's not even go there.
But he's like, St. Louis is 7-3, man. They really deserve it. I'm like, here's the deal. Yeah, you know how close we were to being 5-5.
Well, Eric, I'm glad you say that because I can tell you exactly how close we were. Because guess who was there for the first 2 weeks of the Battlehawk seasons? Me.
Yeah,
I was there. Amanda was there for week 1. I was there in Seattle in week 2. Okay,
yes.
Look, people, be happy we were even 7-3,
right?
Because we lucked out.
Yes.
We lucked out in week 1. I mean, again, the player that I said that would be the most improved player of the year, Daddy Ed and Amanda, can you guys?
Hageman, you can suck an egg on that answer.
Who was the most improved player of the year?
You keep saying it's Hageman.
Yeah.
Whenever you got to say it's a field goal kicker, then your offense isn't performing.
Thank you. Just like this, what Ryan Murphy says, my biggest frustration was the defense, in particular the run defense. The Battlehawks would just get punched in the mouth by both DC and Seattle. As a defensive guy, it's very frustrating to watch.
I don't know. Wells pulled his weight, though, towards the end. I will say that. Like,
wait, what? Stop.
Wells,
Stop. Your microphone's going to quit working here in about 2 seconds.
Okay.
I'm just saying, come on. Stop it. Stop.
Ryan's right there. I mean, I will tell you.
Listen.
Look how many times, Ed, you're at the game, and I'm
man,
texting you at the game saying, why the hell can't we get off the field on third down? I didn't care if it was 3rd and 9, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 11. Our defense, a lot of times, could not get us off the field in big spots. I mean, it was frustrating.
But now, hold on, though. I mean, listen, we're talking about Ryan Murphy says that the defense was frustrated, but we have 1, 2, 3 players on our defense that got invites. Kevin Atkins going to Atlanta. We got whatever his name is, Freedom. I'm not, I can barely say my own name. That's why I go by Dirty. I'm not going to butcher his last name, number 98, Freedom. Got an invite to the Dolphins. And then you got Lucas Dennis. Thank God it wasn't Silas Kelly, because if the Neutra knocked him out, imagine what an NFL player would actually do. Silas Kelly, he'd probably kill that dude. I mean, that was Amanda's boy, was Silas Kelly. And he got knocked out by
like
Dude.
hell. Since when?
But I'm just saying, I mean, really, was our defense that bad? Or was it that when we started playing against those teams that we were so banged up and we had to have a lot of different players in the secondary? I remember the game in DC when Amanda reported we had, what was it, Amanda, like 6 defensive players out that week? Brian Hill had to play corner. The running back had to play corner. I mean, so was it really... I mean, in the beginning of the season, our defense was good. We didn't have a lot of points.
Our defense was conservative until we played with the lead. Whenever we had the lead and we could turn them loose, our defense was totally different. But when we were behind or tied or whatever, we couldn't get off the field. I don't know if it was just too conservative. You didn't want to blitz on third down or whatever. But if they needed 8, they got 9. If they needed 3, they got 4. We just couldn't get off the field.
That was awful. I mean, I don't know how many times I should go back in our text threads and just see how many times I texted that to you. Like, why can we not get off the field? I mean, that and you know, that's as a player you're frustrated.
Because when you throw 3-yard passes, you ain't gonna go nowhere.
Well, we're talking defense. You're correct. I mean,
right. So here,
regardless, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying.
All right, so look, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, because I love to play devil's advocate every now. Week 1, 18-15 was the score of the game, right? Week 2, 20-18, St. Louis. DC, that's when we gave up 34 points, 34-28, DC. Then we go back to the Renegades in week 4, 24-11. Then we go back to DC in week 5, or DC comes here, 28-20, DC. Then we go to Vegas, 29-6. Then we go to week 7 in Houston, 24-15. Week 8, we go back to Vegas, 21-17. Then Seattle comes here in week 9, which we all know that debacle, 30-12. And then in the last week, week 10, 53-28. Now, I see a pattern there, so tell me if you guys see this pattern. Come about week 5, week 6, our defense started going downhill.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened? So we identified the weakness of our defense was the defensive backs. Mm-hmm. Okay? So if they're not cover guys and the strength of our defense is our defensive line, then bring the house, man. Put the heat on them. Bring some linebackers. Don't give the quarterback all day to sit back there and pick your defense apart.
Okay.
Scheme something.
It's funny that you say that, Ed. So I go to the defensive stats for the Battlehawks, right? Total tackles 440 with 19 sacks and 54 total tackles for losses, right? Fumbles, we had 8 forced fumbles and then 10 fumble recoveries with no touchdowns. Interceptions, we had 11 total interceptions for no touchdowns for a total of 81 yards. And here we go. Shut up, Jeremy. You're right. I know. You ready for this one? Forced fumble touchdowns, safeties, and interceptions. There was only 2 other teams that did not score any defensive points. The Battlehawks, Sea Dragons, and the Vipers.
Sea
That's
Dragons,
bad.
I knew.
That's bad if your defense is not scoring points. That's what it is. Like Ryan says right here, he says, I somewhat agree with Ed. Some of the defensive play call was conservative, and some of the schemes was what drove me to lose his stuff. You see it. We had one of the second worst defenses in the league.
Do you think a little bit too? I was often thinking this. I'd watch the game, and our defense was playing okay. But I feel like if I'm the defensive coordinator and I've got a game plan, I'm like, in my head, I'm saying, okay, when I look at the talent we have on the offensive side of the ball, all right, don't give up 21 points, say 21-24. Mm-hmm. I felt like easily if our defense gave up 21 points, we should win games. Mm-hmm. No more than 21 points. The problem is, man, it just felt like our offense, it was like, I don't know, maybe the defensive coach is looking at the offensive coach going, come on, help us out here. And I will tell you this is, I don't want to bang on our Bears here, but, there's something to be said too about, when your offense goes 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, and your big boys up front no more than sit down on the bench and they're like, hey, defense, and they're right back up off the bench too. Man, I don't care what kind of physical shape you're in. That wears on a defense over the game when the offense is not putting together those long, consistent drives to give them a break. Mm-hmm. Look how many of those long, consistent drives we gave up defensively, especially in the 3rd and 4th quarters. I mean, was that all on the defense? Or was it like our guys are playing gassed? I don't know the answer to this, but I kind of think I do. How many sacks did we have in the first half compared to how many sacks did we have in the second half as a defense?
Very few.
We had more in the first ever
Oh,
than we
every
did in the
game.
second ever.
Like it always felt like to me, like, man, I'd be sitting on the couch, basically screaming at the TV going, man, we need a sack. And it just would never come. We get a third down. We need a sack. It would never come. So, I mean, is that a product of bad defense, or is that a product of, man, the defense has been on the field so long that by the time we get to the end of the second half of the third quarter, fourth quarter, man, they're starting to feel it. They're starting to get
Well, because
gassed.
when
And
you're
that's-
consistently going 3 and out, whatever, 4 and out every time, of
Yeah.
course they're going to get tired.
right,
They're out there the majority of the game. Oh,
But is
ask,
that-
look at
ask me how
that.
I know, Minnesota Vikings.
Big Papa G is in Narlands. What a great
Big
city.
Papa G!
I love. Oh, whoa.
Miss
whoa,
you.
Please don't do that. Nobody wants to see that. Please. Nobody wants to see that. Stop. Nobody wants to see
Okay.
that.
All right.
Big
So-
Papa G is from Narlands. That's a great city. Look, I look at it this way. You could see as the season started to progress that we started getting a lot of injuries in that secondary and in that front seven that we had, right? And that takes a lot. Listen, don't get me wrong. These are still professional athletes, right? These are still professional athletes. But if they were at that level, some of them are just a step below that level and need more tape to get to that next level in the NFL, just like we've seen with the 5 players that we have. Even No Hands Butler. I mean, he's not a terrible tight end receiver. I mean, it's amazing. He can't catch an easy pass that goes right to his chest that hits him at number 88. But he can make an amazing one-handed catch with 7 guys on him. I'll give him that credit. But, I mean, if you like AJ throws him a little 3-yard dime, like Amanda says, right across the middle, and there's nobody standing there, and he goes, oh, there goes the ball. Where did
Who's the
ball
dude?
go?
They have
First 2
missed
games.
more catches being closer to the quarterback than they did further away.
Maybe if we
All
would
of
have
them.
pushed the ball down the field a little bit more,
Oh,
maybe
yes.
that's where
I
Butler's
got it.
cream
Hold
of the
on.
crop
Big
is.
Well, you
Papa
got to have a
G.
quarterback that'll throw the damn ball.
Big Papa G, listen.
No, you
you're
got to
in the
have an
Big Easy.
offensive coordinator that'll stretch the field.
That's right. Hold on now.
Right.
Big Papa G, if you're in the Big Easy, I love the Big Easy, one of my favorite cities in the world. The good doctor and me, we do know there's a very good spot to go watch Midget Strip at. So you send me a message, and
Okay.
I'll tell you where it's at. It's a great time. It's a great time.
Okay.
Just saying.
Amanda, that's a
Just
bucket lister for dudes, is just to see one midget stripper one time.
I've seen it a couple times.
or
What
a
show?
couple times.
Excuse me. What show? I forgot what show we're on. What show?
Oh,
we're on?
hey, welcome to a B-Hawk Live, presented by the X-Fan Legion. I am one of your hosts, Dirty. Right below me is Daddy Ed, one of my esteemed co-hosts, and right next to him is our guest of tonight, outside of St. Louis and the great prairie lands of, is that what they are? The prairie lands?
No, it's fields.
Farmland.
Oh, fields.
Farmland.
Fields.
Field
Is
at
Eric.
the field.
And then, yeah, that's our host for tonight's of the show. Thank you guys for joining us. Dan.
Think you're such a.
Oh, you finally caught it. Oh, we forgot the hyena.
Okay. I'm just
Oh,
here.
see? Big Papa G says not in front of Amanda.
I love him.
Yeah, and I mean, let's get back to it. I mean, and actually, we do have a big announcement to make. We are the B-Hawk Live show we are going to the championship game. But before we go to the championship game, on May 11th, we will be at Murphy's on 21 at 7 o'clock doing a big special pregame show about the entire play, about DC. And, I mean, are we going to root for DC or are we going to root for the Rent-A-Hawks?
DC.
You got to root for DC.
I do, because
DC
of
deserve
Jordan.
the championship.
They do.
Well, they have Jordan, but, and then tomorrow I have Taylor Russolino coming on, the X-Fan show at 11 o'clock, so I don't know. I'm going to be conflicted.
North Division, baby.
But anyways,
it's going to
if
be a
you're in
bloodbath.
St. Louis and you're anywhere around St. Louis, Amanda, what's the address?
13226 Tesson Ferry Road.
Oh, I thought it was 13-3.
No.
What is the address again?
13226 Tesson Ferry Road.
Okay, so it's not 1, 2.
Mind blowing. I
It's
got
not
it right.
1, 2,
Oh
3.
my god.
What's the address again? The address again, Amanda.
it's
please.
all running together now.
Well, we would-
13226.
Test Ferry Road. Me, Amanda,
No,
Big
I
Daddy
hate
Ed. We will
him.
be at Murphy's on 21 for our big pre-show, the X Fan Legion show. We will be down there talking about it. So we won't be broadcasting Wednesday. We'll be broadcasting next Thursday, 7 o'clock. Murphy's on 21. Thank you, Kevin. Boy, Kevin. Thank you, Captain Obvious. You're intelligent, aren't you? Thanks, Captain Obvious.
And then everybody, we fly out the next day.
Yes.
San An.
Then we fly out the next day to San Antonio, and at 6 o'clock, if you are in San Antonio on Friday at 6 o'clock, we will be the X Fan Legion presents the XFL Super Show. It will be B-Hog Live, X Fan Show, Smoking Guns Podcast, Horns Forwards Podcast, Texans Talking Football, the Standing Guard Podcast. We will all be talking XFL, talking about, and all of these guys, all of the hosts will be there talking about the experience of the XFL, of their cities, and all of that stuff. Oh, look at this. Isn't that sweet? Good evening,
Hi,
gentlemen.
Keelan. He's
and
so
Miss
sweet.
Amanda.
He's so sweet.
Don't even know why I put that up there. Don't even know why I put
Keelan's
it up
so
there.
sweet.
Thank you. Thank you, Henry. We appreciate it.
Henry.
But yes, so that's where we'll be at. Now, let's get back to it. Yes, as you see, Ryan and Russ keep going back and forth about week 9. Listen. Battlehawks screwed themselves. We screwed ourselves in week 9. We shit the bed in week 9. You know, we played a great game in Seattle. I don't understand why you're in your own home city. And I hope if we have
Played a good game in Seattle, my ass. We won by a field goal.
Well,
If you want to call that a good game, it don't matter.
Did they win? Did they win?
Listen, you got to win on the road. You win on the road, man. That's big. I don't care if it's a field goal or if it's a whatever.
You know, it was a good game to me. The game against the Guardians, that was a good game. When a game comes down to a field goal,
that's a good game. Who wants to watch a blowout?
First of all, who are you talking to like that?
Who wants to watch a blowout?
I just could not understand how we go 4-1 on the road and we played by far our best football on the road.
Thank
and how
you.
we can be playing at home in front of the whole home fans, 30 plus. And I thought we played our worst football of the season at home.
We're like Houston.
Look, like I hope we
came out of the gate really well, and then all of a sudden it just went down.
Listen,
Listen,
I hope
on
we
the
can
road-
get Coach back on, because that's one of the questions I'm going to ask him. Like, what happened? How did we? Yeah, exactly. You're right. The Battlehawks had no home field advantage at all. We should have. We should have, but we
He's
didn't.
right.
We didn't, and that's the one question I'd love to ask Coach. Coach, what happened to us at home? What happened?
I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. The thought of having to go back to D.C. if we won, to play D.C. after what my dad and I experienced in D.C. watching that game. Not the fans, but we're talking about the game in itself.
Well, here, you didn't see this, did you? Beach balls and blow-up dolls in D.C.? You just saw a $17,000 beer snake.
Yep, that's it. And we saw people getting kicked out, but yeah.
Yeah.
Listen,
They
I
were
would
throwing
argue,
lemons.
I would argue the game in DC that Ed and Amanda were at. I mean, I threw out the last game. I mean, you know, whatever. But I would argue that might have been some of our best football. Like, I feel like that's probably the closest DC was taken to task.
Oh, here, Ryan. Look, I put enough of your comments up, but if you put another idiotic comment up like this, I ain't ever watching. I'm never gonna put another comment. Who the hell wants to watch a 95-0 blowout?
Mm-mm.
I don't want to watch that.
95-0. They're pulling guys out of the stands and suiting them up. That's boring.
Exactly.
Come on.
Here's the one thing we could say about
Giving
this
them
season.
trash bags to leave.
Really? You're gonna go back to that?
I had to.
Yeah. Look, I mean, well, I can go back to your Target video where you were throwing a fit in Target if you
I'm
like.
okay.
That's what I thought.
I'm okay.
I mean, look, I actually liked the closer games. I actually liked those closer games. You know what I'm saying? To me, they were funner to watch. You know what I mean?
You're more invested.
Yes, you were invested.
Absolutely.
You know, now in the last game I was invested because I'm counting points, right? And
Well,
even those
Me and the
bags.
bags.
because it
So like I'm
mattered.
counting points, and here's how it works. Here's how it worked with me, right? Oh, you missed the video? Oh, hold
Oh
on.
no! See, I knew.
Oh,
were
you got to
gonna do
play that.
I
I,
will. Hold
I
on.
knew you were gonna do that.
We don't
I
want
knew-
anybody to miss
I-
that.
You missed the video? Oh, hold on.
No,
hold
we don't
on.
need to put that video back up. We don't
I don't
need
know
to
what
do
you're
that.
talking
By
about.
the time we
Hold
get
on.
to see it again, though, we'll have to go in overtime.
Oh no, we got. Shut up, Ed. We got plenty of time. Shut up, Ed. What is wrong with you? It won't stop. Pause. Okay, there we go. Let me undo this.
See, just because you were on the ship with Nooch on the Titanic, confessing your love for him and everything.
Hold on. Listen.
We all
I don't
don't
know
need
how
to
this
know.
got, but
Okay.
I mean, Amanda, you looked very thrilled being in Target. Me just making fun of you guys. Yeah, that was kind of scary. Just saying.
Okay. You know
Kinda
what?
scary.
I'm not gonna lie. I probably have done that a few times in my life.
You think
You might have.
you
But
might?
enough about your experiences in Target after 30. Don't worry about it.
That was her after 30.
I know.
Right? Is that how it is? Is that how it is when you go to Target, Amanda?
When I don't get what I want, yeah.
Oh, lovely. Boy, this is gonna be a fun trip.
Mhm.
I
I
did
don't know how
think
you put up with
Hyena,
her.
I did
Ed,
think
how have you
Hyena
put
was
up with
tame.
her?
It's gonna be a great trip.
I don't know about that one. If
Right,
you're gonna act
Dirty?
like no, if you're gonna act like an idiot, I don't know about that. I ain't
Dirty,
dealing
it's
with
gonna be
idiots.
a great trip, right, Dirty?
Did she freeze? Oh, there she is. No, if you act like an idiot, no, it's not. I
It'll be a
won't
good
tolerate
one.
that.
It'll be
I
a
will
great
not
one.
tolerate people acting like idiots.
You know, if worse comes to worse, we could go to the Alamo and see the outfits that the 10-year-old guys wore when they fought back then. I mean,
And then watch her throw a fit again.
yeah, I think every person back in the day was like 4'5" and weighed like 75 pounds.
Yeah, I've been to the Alamo.
The
That's
only
exactly how it is.
tantrum I remember was when my dad literally did not put me at shortstop and put me in the outfield, and I had to have my ass.
Yeah,
whooped
try
on that
coaching your
one.
daughter when you're putting a starting lineup
Hold on,
together.
Ed. I didn't know, Ed.
No, what?
Ed, this kind of concerns me a little about
Just
you. right?
wait, we're going to go into double overtime probably.
Well, no, I'm just saying this kind of concerns me about you, Ed.
I paid you to hate on me. I got a present for you, buddy. Yeah, that's right. Knuckle sandwich on the house. Oh, you can't come pick it up? DoorDash, Grubhub, Postmates, whatever you want. Knuckle sandwich for you.
Hey, see, I told you I was losing weight.
Oh my god. You look scrawny as hell, Naboo.
Those never get old, you know,
Never.
especially watching the expression on Dirty's face and all of it.
I think you
Wow.
ought to go with the. I think you ought to go with the miser hair like all the time.
I think not.
I do.
So
When
do
you
you
come
need
back,
me to step away for a few minutes? I can.
yeah.
No.
When you
No.
come back for the wedding, like I think you just need to have that. Just wear that to the wedding. I mean, that'd be awesome.
Ooh, will you do that for Brian? That would be amazing.
Do it. Come on. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. What's it gonna take?
Listen, this is the B-Hawk Live show presented by the X-Fan Legion. I literally just don't know what I watched with Ed and Amanda there. Kind of scares me a little. But I am going to spend an entire weekend with these two psychopaths. But I'm going to do it for the show. I don't know. But I do have some other news about this. We will actually be followed around by a Review STL reporter that will be following all of our antics in San Antonio for the championship with the B-Hawk Live. So that's another thing that I like to announce today. Oh, yeah. I forgot
So
to tell
does
you.
that? Does
Oh,
that
you just-
Tell you
mean
guys
that?
that.
Oh, you just happened to forget to tell me that.
Yeah. You know, I just like
Does that mean we get a chance to revive? You know, get
You
our
okay?
reputation back
You okay there, Ed?
as the St. Louis fan base?
Today, Junior.
Yeah,
know,
thank
right?
you.
This is what I'm saying.
Yes,
Stutter.
we will be able. Have we really made people mad? I mean, people still watch us on a Wednesday night. Have we really made people mad? They still watch us, Ed.
So Dirty, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Remember,
I
we
don't
have no
remember-
followers, remember?
Right,
I
Ed. We
don't-
have no followers, remember?
I don't remember how many shows ago it was,
Okay.
but it was one where you walked out and you were really mad about the
Ah!
XFL. I'm just taking you back.
Eric,
So-
tell me how you feel about that, will you? Go ahead.
Ah!
No, here's the deal. I actually like if I'll give you an example. If I would not be as invested, in the Battlehawks or in the XFL, if it wasn't for shows like this. So I can only imagine that it's like that. I mean, I'm sure every team has their shows and things like that. Like, I think it's a great thing. I don't understand, and I do agree with you in what you're mad about. I don't understand why it's such a closed door, like we don't want anything to do with it. You would think that not only the Battlehawks, but the XFL in general would want as many people promoting it as they possibly can.
Do you hear that? Excuse me. Do you hear that, Brian Stoll? I don't care right now. Do you hear that?
Like, I mean, I don't care what it is. I mean, it's my feeling that if you've got enthusiastic people about a product, my God, how is it bad that they're taking their time and they're doing this and they're promoting your product? I mean, I would think that they'd want to come to you and say, hey, we can't give you the keys to everything, but like, how can we help? Instead of basically giving you the finger and saying, well, screw you. Like, I truly don't get that. So
or be the only show that literally never even got credentials to one game.
Yeah, see, and
At
I
all.
understand that.
Thanks.
I
Really
was
nice.
just
Appreciate
gonna ask
you.
you, like, has that dynamic changed, or is it still kind of like the frost warning? Like, what's the scoop?
Amanda, should we just take a break and let Dirty talk now?
I mean, truly, I wanted to
No,
hear.
you know
if-
why?
if
Because
things
I
have
don't
changed.
care anymore. I think that it's bullshit. And I'm just going to be honest and say it like it is. Brian Stoll, you screwed me. Sorry, don't care. I have nothing more to lose because you screwed me this entire season. Out of everything. So thank you. Thank you. No thank you. I'm doing just fine without you.
Okay, my
Oh,
intention was
okay.
not to get Amanda really mad.
No, I'm sorry, but it's bullshit. All I've asked this whole season is to have credentials for one game. One game. And I didn't get not one.
And I don't
And
understand.
I'm
that.
sorry, but I'm the only female on the show in this area, literally, that has tried to get credentials, and this one female never got it. So if anybody wants to go ahead and say their shit on these comments, give it to me. Because I don't care. It's bullshit. Next.
Okay, Dirty, back to my original question. Like, is it still, I mean, is there any kind of give? I mean, I don't understand their process or why they're doing the things because I mean, what better way to reach people in Iowa is through shows like this? I mean, and those types of things. I mean, I don't know. You're trying real hard to hold back. I can see that. I know how mad you were back that show when you walked out, but I'm like, it's frustrating to people. I mean, I don't live in St. Louis, so I'd love to go to every game and stuff, but I mean, so all I can do is watch it, but it's through your promotion and, I'm sure the people in San Antonio and people that are outside, whatever, like they follow it that way. It's like, I think it's a good thing. I don't understand why it's so negative to maybe the people inside the teams. I don't know.
No, it's because everybody wants to call Dirty the unprofessional, which is ridiculous because he actually has backed me and supported me this entire time that I've been on the show, and I wouldn't be doing half of what I'm doing right now if it wasn't for him. So if people want to say that he is the unprofessional of the show, you're a liar.
I would, I guess I've seen almost every show. There's, I missed a few here and there, but I've watched every show.
He knows his shit.
I've watched every game, and I will tell you this. I mean, you can watch podcasts, you can watch a lot of other things on whatever, but I truly do enjoy the banner back and forth. I do enjoy the rawness sometimes, like when you walked out. I do enjoy that, and it keeps your interest on a Wednesday, because what's funny for me is, you guys get to go to the games. You're there. I've got some other friends that are down in St. Louis that he went to every game, met him on vacation down in Mexico. I'm jealous. I really am. But I do appreciate the perspective. You know, I get to watch the game on TV, but then I get to sit and listen to you guys talk on Wednesday night about different things and whatever. And I just don't understand how that's a bad thing. Dirty, I don't care if you're only half professional. How is what you guys are doing a bad thing?
It's
Why?
not. It's
What?
not. It's from people that are. I'm not even going to continue. Anyway,
I mean, if they consider ESPN to be
I'm going to
professionals,
mute myself right
I'm
now.
out. I mean, let's face it. You know, I mean, I don't get it. So I just wanted to ask. I didn't realize it was still an ongoing. You know, I want to slip my wrist thing, but I just wanted to ask you, base clear back on that. You know, when you walked out, if anything, kind of give a little bit, or I don't know.
Let me answer that. Hell no.
Sorry, I struck a nerve. I just
Nothing has changed.
I mean,
Are we?
don't hold back, Dirty.
Are we ready for my answer?
Yes.
Okay, so as you see here, Champ says that he's been following me in Arlington since 2019, right? So when this show started, I knew that St. Louis local media wasn't going to cover the Battlehawks. I knew they would think of it as a joke. So I reached out to Arlington and said, hey, we're doing a show about the Battlehawks. At that time, it was XFL St. Louis. I said, we're doing a show. Thank you, Ed, for having your phone not on Vaporite like always, Ed. That's why I love you. Thank you, Daddy Ed. You've been doing this show since.
I was just going to find out whether ESPN decided to let us in the playoffs.
You've been doing this show since January, and you still know not to mute your phone.
I just muted it. Shut the hell up and talk. We're just waiting to hear your answer for the last 10 minutes.
Well, we've had the hyena over here jaw jacking her mouth. Anyways.
About time I get to.
Anyway, so we started this show back in 2019. We knew that the St. Louis media wouldn't cover anything about the XFL, right? We knew it. We knew that they were going to say it's just so stupid, it's a joke, whatever, right? So we started the show. And when we did the first show, we had over 5,000 viewers. And we're like, oh, wait, we got something here. So then we took 2 weeks off, came back, again, stayed at 5,000, right? And then so we slowly progressed it, right? So when you hear Cacall, you hear Cacala's Law. You hear the Battle Dome. You hear the Hawk's Nest. You hear all of that stuff. That all started right here on this little show, okay? And in 2020, yes, I was a dick and I was unprofessional. I was out to destroy anybody and everybody who had a show about the Battlehawks. It was only our show. I was the only show that I wanted people to watch, right? So then, yes, the Mother Hawk. You know, we brought in the Mother Hawk. We brought in, you know, Excalibur. We brought in STL, St. Louis Battlehawk Tailgate. You know, the Brother Hawk Zach. We brought all these people. We brought them all to the attention to the XFL, right? So it gets to, you know, we tried and I was told that yes, the Flight Deck is another Battlehawk fandom that was born right here, Ryan Murphy. And Ryan Murphy has been a huge follower of ours. He's watched us for a lot. So, I mean, every week I see the exact same people on here. And since 2019, I've seen the exact same people on this show week after week after week after week to listen to my dumb opinions about the XFL and the Battlehawks. And then when you go to the games and people start recognizing, you go to these tailgates, I mean, you jump through a flaming table and you go viral of over 1.5 million viewers. You make a dumb bet with all these idiot fans that I call them every week. But yet, what did they do? I said, if you guys get us to this number, I'll get a Battlehawk tattoo. They got us to that number. And then 20,000 fans watched me get a Battlehawk tattoo on a Friday night when they could have been out drinking, right? But when you were told, oh, you don't have a follower, you're not big enough. Okay, well then how is it that you are in the middle of the Caribbean Ocean on a cruise ship and people go, oh my God, you're that guy from the XFL show in St. Louis? Yes. Or you go to your kid's dentist and they go, hey, aren't you that guy Dirty? Yeah, that's me. Or you go to the tailgates and Amanda and Ed, you're right, Andrew, Austin. Exactly how it's been now. So in 2020, they said, "Oh no, we can't get credentialed." Well, then they said, "Well, they did a happy hour, and they saw that we brought to our happy hour about 200 people to watch our show live." And then we were told, "Oh, we're going to give you media credentials." And I looked at them and said, "I don't want them. I only want them for my college kids that worked for us." "Well, we're not going to give it to them." I said, "Well, then you could shove your media credentials up your ass. I don't want them." And then COVID happened. So then 2020 or 2023 comes around, thinking, okay, this is going to be a different story. I get a phone call from the league saying you need to change your name. Okay, fine. I'll change the name of the show. If I got to clean up the IP, we'll clean it up. So we called it the XFL, or we called it the X Fan Show. And then I'm like, well, I still want to keep B-Hawk going. So then now we're B-Hawk Live on Wednesday nights. And you guys do that, we'll work with you. Okay, cool. No, didn't happen. Why? Because it's the same bullshit. It's somebody who used to pay to be on regular radio because he couldn't get a job to offer him a job. And if you don't believe me, look it up. You can go to WGN right there, and they'll tell you that you can pay $150 an hour to broadcast on their radio show, because they reached out to me before to bring this show there. And I said, I'm not paying you $150 to do it. Kiss my ass. Now it's at a point now, it's like Austin said here. I mean, we helped plan an entire tailgate party that blew out the official tailgate party. We helped plan all of that. The executives have said, why aren't we working with these guys? Certain individual says, well, they don't have the following. Really? Don't have the following? I got the numbers to preview. You've seen my numbers. You know what they are. You know what this show's numbers are. And then with adding Ed and Amanda to the show, numbers have went up. Our audience in female ratings, viewership has went up. Because of Amanda. And then the older audience, because no offense, Ed, has went up.
Geriatric.
Right, yeah, the geriatrics. But our young men and women audience has grew because of Amanda. And I'm proud of the show that I've built. I am proud of the Legion that I built. I built a Legion. Me and Arlington built a Legion across the entire XFL of all 8 cities. And in every single city except St. Louis, because somebody got butthurt that they got cut off on July 13th of 2019 by Coach Hayes, by this guy right here, which I don't care, because I'll go into any media scrum, and if a guy is hogging time and I want to ask a question, I'm going to ask that question, because I don't want to hear your same cookie cutter bullshit answers. So, Coach, what were you thinking there on that 3rd and 2 where you decided to pass the ball instead of run the ball? Who the hell really wants to know that shit? We want to know the players, and we want to know the coaches. We want to know what's in their minds. So when we decided this show, and this is the reason why I've kept this show the way it is, this is the reason why I've been as raw as I have been and as passionate as I have been about this show and the X-Fan Show and the X-Fan Legion, it is about the goddamn fans. As much as all of the fans irritate the hell out of me, I love every single one of them from the bottom of my heart, because they give me a reason to do this every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And every week they keep coming on just to hear what my dumbass has to say. So this year, it was really never about me getting credentials, because I don't want their credentials anymore. I'd much rather Amanda and Ed have their credentials, because I'm not going to go sit up in a press box and play goody-goody two-shoes with all of those guys, because 90% of all those people in that press box has done nothing but talk shit about the XFL.
You don't want Amanda to have them then either.
No, Amanda, she'll know what to do. She'll Amanda will listen. Right, exactly.
I've never been
right
given
here.
a chance nor opportunity.
They will
so it
always
doesn't
give
matter.
the Bill Belichick answers, basic, short, and not really an answer. Yes, and that's not what this show has ever been about. Watch the show tomorrow when we have Taylor Russolino on. Watch the show that we did with Trey Watson last week. Watch the show
with Kevin Atkins.
What we
on
did
the
with
show.
Kevin Atkins.
Deanne Becht.
Yeah, I mean, we had the coach's wife. We were only supposed to have her for 20 minutes. She was on for 45 minutes and didn't want to stop, and I felt bad. And she didn't want to stop.
You had an interview with Chris Claiborne.
Yeah. And then when you go to the tailgates and you go to the dome and you're walking around and people are yelling out Dirty, Amanda, Ed, Daddy Ed, and I mean, like last week's game, week of the game, when Amanda couldn't be there and she was there with her son in the hospital. I mean, people were like, I know,
Legitimately
Ed,
cared.
I know you said it. People were coming up to you saying, hey, our thoughts and prayers are with Amanda and Ed. Or Amanda and her son. Am I right?
Yep.
Mhm.
That's what they were saying to me. So to me, that's what it's about. It's about the fans. Yes, I sit here and I call all of our fans idiots, but I love each and one of them. I love each and every one of them. I mean, it's like right here what Ryan says. It's shows like this that give us fans a vehicle to express our opinions, whether it's good or bad. That's why I tune in and listen. The major sports media, rather it be in St. Louis or national, ignores us. And that's all I tried to do. That's all I tried to create with this. Me and Arlington tried to create with this. I mean, look right here. I love the interviews like that. Gives you the info people want to know and hear. Look, my buddy from Canada. This show also attracts football fans from Canada.
Mhm.
I mean, it was
I just
always,
don't get why it's so like if you were a football player or coach, wouldn't
Yeah,
you
see,
want to
look,
get your name out
right
there?
here. B-Hawk
Yeah.
1. I call
Wouldn't
him an
you
idiot
want
daily.
people to know about you? Wouldn't you want to like?
Okay, we're going to mute her because this is my time, not hers now. See, like B-Hog 1 right here says, Dirty calls me an idiot daily. But it's meeting guys like that. And what he did for, I'm glad she took her headphones off. It's what he did for her when he found out about her son was sick in the hospital. Before the game was even over and he knew she was sick, he's like, how far is that hospital away from here?
Mhm.
The dude drove 10 hours. But he was going to take 10 minutes out of his day before he drove home to make sure he went and saw her and her son.
And that's cool.
You know,
That's very
I mean,
cool.
look, I mean, like here, Kevin says, you got your back. Whatever this means, you're dead wrong on that one. I have no idea. See, look, Dirty called me idiotic earlier, and I'm laughing my ass off. See, it's these fans that I do this for. And this is the reason why the X-Fan Legion was started, is for fans. I mean, Amanda and Ed were both fans. Arlington moved to Houston to better himself, right? Oh, see, Amanda, look, everybody's sticking up for you because I muted you. And I mean, look, right here, what B-Hawk said. He goes, she would do anything for any of us. Both Amanda and Ed were both fans. And I'd seen Ed numerous times and Amanda numerous times at events. And when me and Arlington started talking about breaking away from the X-Fan show and the B-Hawk live show, they were like two of the first names that popped into our heads. That let's have them as our host on this show.
And what
there's-
Dirty and Arlington gave us means a lot to us.
Yeah, it's these two fans that are now sitting here with me every Wednesday doing this, and that's what it's always been about. I love, right, John? Yes, Amanda calls you a nerd all the time. I mean, it's rude, but you're still here. I mean,
I love them so though.
so that's why I started it. I mean, now for me, it's not about being credentialed. I mean, I'm going to be honest, and I hadn't said anything. I mean, it was brought to my attention. Do you want media credentials? And I told them, no, I don't want them. Shove them up your ass. And they're like, but that's what you've always wanted. I go, no, I don't. Not anymore. I don't need it. I don't need it.
You had your chance. They had their
Aw,
chance.
Yeah,
thanks, Ryan Murphy. That's
Yeah,
good.
see? Like here. So, I mean, that's what it's about. That's really what it's
I
about. It's about these
appreciate
fans.
Well,
and
and
not only that, let me say too, this is something my dad and I, football is definitely run obviously in our family, right? And it's something my dad and I have been able to do together and have conversations about. And I'm a daddy's girl, so y'all haven't figured that out.
no.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
see, B-Hawk wants
it's
to see the
something we
nude
can do to
stance.
get
He wants to see
Yeah.
the nude stance.
Oh my God!
You want to see the nude stance?
No,
No, you
you
can't
made
do
a
it.
bet.
You
6
can't do it.
you're
You
right.
lost the bet.
I did. Hey, everybody.
You
It's
can't do
Dirty
that.
Terry. Hey, Daddy Ed. Let me ask you a question. Can Dirty Carry can do the nude stance because he didn't make a bet.
Yeah, the Dirty Carry didn't make no bet.
That's right. Now, Dirty, that dumb idiot, he made the dance, but Dirty Carry will do his nude stance. This is B-Hawk Live, presented by the X-Fan Legion. I am one of your hosts,
Oh my God.
Jordy, right there, who just can't control herself because she's a cackling hyena. The one and the only. This was your time to say your name,
Oh,
but good job.
Amanda.
Thank you. Right below me is the one and only, the Heat Miser himself. What the hell was that?
Trust me.
What did you just do?
His age.
Uh,
He's showing his age there.
A Seinfeld dance or something.
Yeah, right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Also, we appreciate that. You think we're one of the
Yeah,
most
thank
entertaining and informative
you.
show out there. Daddy Ed right below him, and all the way from the cornfields of Iowa. He wants to call himself the man, the myth, the legend, Eric. I mean, sure, he's wearing a Cyclone shirt, so he can't be that intelligent. But you know, hey.
Iowa
Ooh.
State.
What
The guy
Hey.
who chose red over black.
You're right. Right here,
Do you
Henry.
want to know?
You're right. We are all an XFL family,
Do
and
you
we're
wanna
just
know what
trying to be the
difference
front runners of it
between-
all.
Do you want to know what the difference between a Hawkeye fan and an Iowa State fan is?
What?
We graduated from our college.
Whoa!
From our university.
Wow!
No, he did not.
That's the difference.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. So if there are any Hawkeye fans on here, let's whatever.
Wow!
That is the Eric I know and love right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is
Oh,
the
here,
guy right there.
Ryan Murphy says, Eric, go Mizzou Tigers. Okay, so we are in
Man.
overtime. So the reason why we have Eric on the show is he's the outsider looking into St. Louis. You heard how he expressed what we should do as St. Louis fans, which I've been saying this to you guys for years now. You guys should be doing this, but you guys don't want to listen to me. But let's really talk about it. Eric, so since we're doing a live show, we're not going to make Amanda, Daddy Ed, we're not going to make our prediction for the championship game. Not until the 11th, okay? Oh, here we go. Oh, man, shit, it's coming now, ain't it?
Oh yeah.
Woo. Wow, here they start coming. HOIO. Here they come. So, Daddy Ed and Amanda, we're not making our prediction. Eric, as a St. Louis Battlehawk fan, we watched the best team in the XFL. If I recall, 30 said that DC was the best team in the beginning of the year. I said they would be in the championship against the Renahawks. I'm never wrong, as always. Nobody's questioning me. Sweet. That means Arlington's not on the show, and these two don't pay attention to what I say.
No, I do pay attention. Trust me, I'm watching my mouth.
I know
You're
what
gonna
you
mute me.
Then what did I say? What did I say? Who did I say was
said-
going
You're always
you said Houston and Seattle, didn't you?
You muted me.
No, I did not. I said
Yes, you
DC.
did.
See, right, champ. Tell him, champ. I said DC
Oh,
and
champ.
the Renahawks.
Champ, it's past your bedtime. Go to bed.
No, I
Nighty
did say
night.
Houston and Seattle, but they didn't. So now we have DC and the Renahawks, which, in my opinion, if they would have had Luis Perez a lot sooner than what they did, might have been a different outcome for the Renahawks.
Yeah.
They might be an 8-2 or 7-3 team instead of a 4-6 team, because Luis Perez came in, went 2 for 1 in the last 3 games that he played. So now Ryan, who is the Mizzou fan, he was just giving you trouble.
Yeah.
I
I can take it. I can take it. I
Saying
have broad
that-
shoulders.
Right. All right. Now, as the Battlehawk fan, DC beat us twice. We beat the Renahawks. Who do you got and why?
I hate to make these kind of predictions, but just from what I've seen in different games that I've watched, I think it's DC in a blowout. Now,
Ooh.
I
In a
do.
blowout.
I do. I think it is. I think DC. I mean, I think they've just kind of proven it all year. They are the better team. I think we could argue that maybe Seattle has the most talented roster, but again, we're not there. And
Oh,
DC is.
you can go back to the cornfield where the sun don't shine.
Whoa,
You
man!
need
Hold
to.
on. I got to mute you on that one. We can't be mean to our guest, Eric. Before you were rudely interrupted.
Yes,
Please, please say
You would
again.
you would
Please
think.
say again.
You would think.
Who had the most talented roster? Please,
No.
and who had the most talented quarterback in the league?
Listen,
Don't care.
I can't I don't know. I kind of like a quarterback like DiNucci who has kind of the moxie and stuff and whatever. We have relatives in Seattle too, and I just can't root for him. I just can't. I don't know if it's just whatever. I just can't root for him. So I just kind of
Now,
block
before
Seattle.
before you make your pick, Eric.
Yeah.
See, now look, I'm gonna give you some insight here. See, this is the kind of stuff, like I said, this has consumed my life for 4 years.
Okay.
This show has consumed my life for 4 years, right? Like right here, Russ says, I agree with Dirty and the Perez thing. Kevin says, I want DC to win, but I smell an upset. Right here, Scott says DC and to Amu, right? I am fine with either team winning, just glad we are able to get a full season. Absolutely correct. But I'll say Arlington in a real close one, but good point. Eric, what do you think will be the over-under in the games? Austin saying Seattle versus St. Louis as the most two competitive teams. Kevin says the Seattle Fat Worms.
Hey,
and then, Ballhawk 1 says, Dirty, bring it on a ringer. Now, let me remind you of something. In week 9, DC and
let
Arlington
Eric
played.
answer that question
Shut your pie
No.
hole.
that Russ asked.
It's all right.
Shut your pie hole. DC and the Defenders played in week 9. Luis Perez did not play the entire first half, but Luis Perez came in the second half. DC the Renegades were down. And in the fourth quarter alone, Luis Perez scored 17 points to tie the game up for
They
DC.
did.
Cares.
That's the
Shut
same
your pie holes.
argument you can make for every
Shut your pie
backup
holes.
quarterback.
Shut
They
your
don't.
pie holes. Shut your pie holes.
Who cares? Says no
Shut your
one
pie
They
hole.
ever.
I'll
didn't.
mute you.
They didn't watch film all week on him. They're going to have 2 weeks to look at
I'm just
Perez.
saying.
They'll be ready for him.
Hold on.
DC all year long. They say DC's going to lose this week. They're primed to lose this week. They're primed to lose this week, and every week
You
they
can't
win.
make a pick it to the 11th. Ed.
Just win,
You
baby.
can't make a pick it to the
And
11th. Ed.
DC
Be
is
quiet,
just
Daddy Ed.
won all year long.
Be quiet, Daddy Ed. They lost against Orlando, didn't they?
Did it matter?
I'm just saying they lost against Orlando. But anyways, that game was 28-26. DC. 28-26. Now, Daddy Ed brings up some good points. They've got the tape to watch them, right?
Yep.
The nerd said Arlington win.
Yeah, he did. He did. John said Arlington, right? Russ says, thanks, Amanda. And John says Arlington. Now, I just
Let Eric answer the question.
wanted to give you that stats, because everybody hates when I give stats, like Daddy Ed does.
Eric,
I
what
love-
do you
I-
think the over and under will be in the game?
Well, okay, I'll get to that too, but here's why I think. Of the DC games that I watched, and Ed just alluded to it, I feel like you could make a good argument. Again, I didn't watch every DC game or whatever, but I think you can make a good argument that DC was one of the best coached XFL teams.
Hands down.
I mean, I think I didn't watch every game, but I think with the games that I did see, you could make that argument. I'm thinking to myself, okay, we're getting the championship game. Okay, all right. Oh, it's not the Super Bowl, whatever. But these guys are competitive dudes. They want to win this XFL championship just as bad as they'd want to win a Super Bowl or whatever. When you put DC on the table, you put their talent and you put what's in front of them to finish it off.
Mhm.
I mean, I realize Perez did what he did, but I just think
You want me to give you some more stats, Eric? before you
I just
answer?
feel DC's going to overpower them. I do. I just think they're not. They're going to put the pedal down and they're just going to keep it going.
Okay. Total plays: Renegades 68, DC 49. Total yards 434 to 314. Passing yards, they were even. First downs, Renegades 29-22. Passing first downs 15 to 14. Running first downs 6-4. I honestly think this game is going to be a lot closer than what people think it's going to be. They sacked Jordan Ta'amu twice too in that game.
Of all the stats that you just put out there, okay, we look at those stats. Were those stats that we say, man, that has become the Renegades like MO? That's become Arlington's MO.
Last 3 weeks, yes.
I mean, they're putting up 450 yards a game the last 3 weeks. Well, do you have their last 3 week stats?
Well, I'd have to go through it. and do it for you, but
Because what I'm saying is, if Arlington can replicate that,
Mhm.
then okay, I'm going to agree with you. I think the game will be a lot closer than that. But I mean, can they replicate that?
that's true.
I mean, anybody can be a flash in the pan. You know, I mean, anybody can have a great game. I mean, you know, I from the NFL to whatever. But what I'm saying is, Arlington got beat, and look at the numbers they put up. They still got beat with those numbers they put up. Those are the things that I look at. Like, hey, we took their best punch and then some. They put up all these yards. They do all this, and DC still won. Now, is Arlington going to be able to do that again? Are they going to be able to replicate it? Possibly. And if they do, then you're right. The game's going to be way closer than that. I don't know. I don't know if Arlington can replicate it. I could be wrong. I easily could be wrong. But they have to replicate those stats to be in the game for sure. Otherwise, I think DC is going to have them by the throat. I really
First
do.
half of the game's going to say it all.
Right. Congratulations to the St. Louis women's St. Louis Slam. They are now 2-0. That's great. Ballhawk 1 says it's going to be over 50. I like Austin's prediction here, 34 to 28. Arlington, you know, Reggie Barlow won Coach of the Year. That dude definitely deserved it right here, like Ryan says. Russ says Reggie Barlow, hands down, deserved to be the Coach of the Year. I think this game is going to be a lot closer. I think we are going to see the game. I think we're going to see a 26-28 game again against these two teams. And all I know is this, it's going to be very fun to be in San Antonio on May 12th to see who that is. I mean, look, I have both teams' hats right here.
I'll be wearing that red one.
I have both teams' hats right here. Don't know which hat I'm wearing yet.
You're wearing the Renegades. I'm wearing that red one.
These are Ed.
Do you have the Renegades logo from 2020 though? That's a lot better logo.
Stop it.
It is.
Stop it. The hat you're wearing is this.
I'm not. That can go to
Oh
hell.
God. I'll wipe my ass with that one.
Whoa. This is a friendly show there.
That
Ed.
was in
Come
porta
on.
potties.
Look, here it says, I am an idiot on thinking that the XFL is here to stay. Am I an idiot? No, you're not. I say we're going to get at least 5 years of the XFL, is what I'm going to tell you.
Which means you got to deal with the hyena for 5 more years.
Jesus. Sweet baby Jesus in your golden fleece diaper. I pray to you.
Hey.
I pray to you in your
Hey.
infant glory of laying in your baby manger with your fleece golden diaper.
All right. That's
that
about
you
enough.
can take her vocal cords and change them into such a less annoying voice. We just could not handle this. You sweet, innocent child
Okay.
with your
That's
beautiful
the longest
golden
prayer I've ever
diaper.
heard in my entire life.
Sweet baby Jesus, I beg of you.
All right.
Beg of
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Listen, Dirty, I can't feel sorry for you because, I mean, I don't know if you knew what kind of
Arlington goes,
Pandora's
good
box.
Lord, what did I walk into? Mic
Hi,
drop.
Arlington.
The show is over. Oh, my God. Here we go.
Did you not know what kind of Pandora's box you were opening when you said, "Hey, I think it'd be a great idea, Amanda, for you to come host a show with me"? Like, did you have any idea, or did you only find out afterwards?
I only found out afterwards.
I've known her my whole life, and I mean that isn't something.
Arlington
I mean,
goes, yes, Amanda, I've never seen Dirty pray this long before. I mean,
Tell me, Dirty. Tell me. How do you feel about that?
what? Which one? What are we talking about? I don't know.
hey,
This
Amanda,
hyena being here for 5 more years.
he loves it, I'm sure.
Sweet,
No, we're not going to do that again.
sweet baby.
We're not gonna do that.
Jesus in your golden fleece, soiled same diaper because you just fed off of the
I'm
Mother
so
Mary.
over this right now. I cannot.
I beg of you. I
Stop.
pray to you. Please help us. Please.
Anyway,
In
no,
your
but
golden
Dirty, I can
line
tell you
bed.
one thing.
Yes.
Praying doesn't help.
No.
No.
Oh, wait, right here.
I did a lot of
Arlington
praying
just
for a
says it
lot
right
of
here.
years, and it got me nowhere.
Oops. Who on this
What?
show is a licensed minister? Oops.
Are
Don't
you
know.
really? Shut your mouth. Are you really?
He's a dirty minister.
If you guys want to be married, call Dirty. Dirty can marry you.
Oh man. So, hey.
Oh,
no.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
see? B-Hawk won. He says he is too.
Where's he
All
at?
right. Where are you at? Come on. Let's unmute his microphone. Oh, he left. Okay.
Come on.
So getting
Yes,
back
I
to a
do
little-
like
singing.
You muted his ass.
Yeah, he doesn't realize it.
You're muted. What you get?
He got it just a few. All right, hey, now we can take over the show, right?
You know how happy that makes me right now?
We absolutely can.
So getting back to a little football, the reason I'm rolling with DC as much as I am is when you guys were talking about the DC Seattle game, I mean, what were you thinking? Were you thinking 37-21? I wasn't.
I wasn't, but again, I fell prey to the hype. You know, every week it was DC's primed to get beat. DC's primed to get beat. And, you know, the whole Seattle thing, everybody started buying into Seattle's going to do it. Seattle's going to do it. And they always forget that at the end of the day, DC was on top the whole year. They took everybody's best shot.
Yeah.
And nobody could get the job done until it was the last place team, and DC had no skin in the game, and they let their guard down. They lost by a whopping what?
He is
1
ending
point?
this show.
1 point.
He is ending this
Well,
show.
it's 1 point.
I cannot deal with you right now.
Welcome to the X-Fan Show, or the B-Hawk Live, presented by the X-Fan Legion. Dirty, again, loses all the control of the show. I don't know how this has happened for the last 3 weeks.
Eric, thank you so much for coming on.
Oh,
I had a blast. I love it.
now Amanda's ending the show.
Oh, what are you in the show for, Amanda?
Oh, Sturdy, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You rudely interrupted your dad when he was making a point. You know.
But Dirty, before you got cut off, we were talking about the DC Seattle game. Like,
Yeah.
where did you think that game was going to be prior to it being 37-21?
Who?
Did you think 37-21? I didn't.
Well, when we were at Murphy's watching it, I was like, "Oh my god!"
I was
this
watching it
actually-
at home. Yeah, and it was they were in control the entire time. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it almost got to the point where I wanted to shut off. It was so. I mean, it just wasn't what I thought it was going to be. That's kind of how I feel like DC is going to roll into the championship game. Again, I could be wrong, but
Well, thank you, Rising Rhino. We appreciate it. No, I mean, that's the one thing me and Amanda and some of the fans were talking about was that how close this game really was. I mean, it was a very close game. And once that second half came, it was like Greg Williams flipped a switch.
mm-hmm.
And I mean, I know that there was a point where me and Amanda and a couple of fans were like, we saw the stat, we're like, holy shit. And we're talking the entire third quarter, halfway through the fourth quarter, they had only allowed 24 total yards to
Right.
Seattle
Yeah.
in through the entire third and halfway through the fourth. And we were just all looking at each other going, that was dumbfounding that that's what had happened. I mean, if DC's defense gets rolling and you get Abram Smith rolling.
Yeah, here's the first half stats.
Oh, yeah, there it is, Amanda.
Okay, so the Sea Dragons had -2 rushing yards. The Defenders had 29. Passing yards, the Sea Dragons had 140, and then DC had 152. And the total yards with Sea Dragons was 138, and total yards for DC was 181.
Yeah.
Turnovers. There was 2 turnovers in the first half by DC and 0 by the Sea Dragons in the
Can
first
I
half.
And-
can I
and
ask
who
a
won?
simple question?
Yeah.
They brought in Philip Lindsay like in week 7 or 8, and he was supposed to be this great savior. Where in the hell was he against DC?
Nothing. Nowhere.
He did
Nowhere.
nothing. They didn't
Uh-uh.
even try to
Nothing.
use him.
Nope.
I mean-
Nothing.
I mean, I know the mayor made the comment. I think, if I remember right, on maybe on your show, where he thought Philip Lindsay was laying in the weeds, and that when the playoff game come, it was going to be the great unveiling of Philip Lindsay. The guy never did nothing.
Nope,
Why did they even bother bringing him on board? They used him for extra points. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, it's this simple. If Luis Perez can't get going quick and early, we're gonna hear one of these real quick because it's gonna be a knockout.
Mhm.
I mean, what Greg Williams did in that second half to Seattle and completely shut them down was unbelievable.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
unbelievable. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. It was possibly it was a very good game, but we were all just kind of shocked on how that game was going. In the first half, we were all like, "Oh my God, this is a really good game," and in that second half, we're all just looking at each other, going, "What the hell are we watching? This is not Seattle at all."
Yeah.
This is a team that's literally, like I said, being put down for the 10 count.
But was
Did
that
you see the interview with Danucci after the game too?
Mhm.
So cocky still.
Well, it probably didn't help when the Seattle wide receivers were a little shaky to start the game, and they had like 3 or 4 drops. They go over to the sideline, and instead of Danucci going over and pumping them up, what does he say? He goes to the coaches and says, "I'm throwing probably the best. I couldn't be
listen.
throwing the ball any better.
Come on,
Right.
Daddy
He's
Ed.
throwing the ball any better instead of throwing his receivers under the bus."
Are you ready,
The guy has
Daddy Ed?
no class. Zero
Are you ready?
class.
You ready, Daddy Ed?
Yeah.
Nothing.
This one over here, she was even starting to feel a little bit bad for Danucci going, those are perfect passes and they're not catching them.
Oh, you
Yeah,
must
but
have
do
been.
you go to
You
the
must have been
sideline and make
snipping
sure
some
that the
shit.
coaching
No,
staff
hold
knows
on a minute.
it's
No,
not
no,
me?
no, no, no,
I'm the
no, no,
quarterback, but it's not me. Instead, he could have went over to his receivers and said, "Come on, guys. Come on, we can get through this. We're still in the game. It's
Yeah.
time."
Ed,
You're right. He
But
should have.
instead, he goes to the coaches. It's
Right,
not me.
your
are
dad
a
is
liar.
100% right. The quarterback is the man on the team.
Yep. He
I
is.
do not care. If the quarterback looks at the guys and says, "It's not me, it's you," you just as well pack your tent up.
Might as
The
well.
quarterback has to be the dude. If
Yep.
he's not, you don't have a team. End of story.
Amanda, what does Danucci need to get then since he needs to pack up and what?
He needs to go to hell.
Danucci will never make it in the NFL
No.
because
Stop. I'm saying it right
you
now.
cannot
Stop.
be in the NFL and just don't care.
Apparently,
about
he
playoffs.
went to the Denver Broncos.
I have a new
according
team.
To,
I have a new team. I have a new team. I'm going to announce it now.
Denver
The Bears
Broncos.
are still my number one team, but I now have a new team. This
Denver.
team will go undefeated. This team will go undefeated in preseason. They will go undefeated in the regular season, and they will go all the way to the Super Bowl.
He's gonna say
That
Denver
team-
Broncos. Go
Oh,
ahead.
The team
my
is now the
God.
Denver
Here we go.
Broncos
Here we go.
because the Noocher is there. The Nooch is taking his gooch, his Gucci, to
Now
the
they
Mile
got-
High City.
I give him 2 weeks, people. 2
They
weeks.
got the biggest prima donna on the planet as their
So-
quarterback now.
Well,
And now they're
he-
bringing in
say-
a guy that
That's
will
right.
throw his
Say
wide
goodbye to Russell
receivers.
Wilson. Russell Wilson is coming to the Bears. The Nooch
Oh.
will take over.
No, we don't want it. Oh
The
god.
Nooch is taking over.
He's as washed up as cousins.
Just imagine, Eric. Just imagine. For a while there, Russell Wilson was rumored to be going to the Bears.
I'm glad it was just a rumor because man.
Yeah,
the
here's an
dude-
idiot. Here's an idiot. Amanda, what is John? What is John?
A nerd.
That's right. Denver is going undefeated. They are not going to lose a game. The Nooch is going to throw for 10,000 yards. He's going to throw for 400 touchdowns. He's also going to throw for 400 interceptions because that's how the Nooch is. But it doesn't matter. Denver Broncos go undefeated.
I
That's
give
all
it
huge.
2 weeks tops. Him and his mouth can take a walk.
Look, here's another
Wow.
idiot, doesn't know anything. Ryan Murphy saying dirty the Denver Broncos winning the Super Bowl. That's an awful opinion. It's
Yeah,
not.
dude.
It's because the Nooch is
I
there.
agree.
The Nooch is Gucci, whether anybody likes it or not. And we are in overtime, and guess what? I have to get up in the morning.
I know me.
So, for that being said, May 11th, where are we going to be at, Amanda?
Murphy's on 21 at 13226 Test on Ferry Road.
Big Daddy Ed, where are we going to be May 12th at 6 o'clock?
We are going to be in San Antonio doing a mother of all podcast shows with everybody from around the XFL. It's going continental, baby. We're bringing everybody in.
At
It's
the
going to be a
Alamo Brewing
costume
Company.
party like you've never seen. We're going to have sombreros. We're going to have Beehawks. We're going to have
Who are
not
you
only
talking
all
to?
the people running the podcast shows, but we got all the mascots coming too, baby.
Go Bears.
Wow, that's new. That's new to me.
Yeah,
Okay.
new to me too.
Eric, where are you going to be May 11th and May 12th?
I'm probably going to be thinking about the first high school baseball game on May 15th and getting ready for that. So
Where's
Where you-
Where's Ralphie at? Where's Ralphie?
Where you
I
gonna
Yeah,
need
be
to
but
May
know.
last
13th?
time,
Where's
We're
my
going to
Ralphie?
be May 13th.
I'm telling you, this time when Amanda and I make that special trip to see your playoff game, you guys got to take it home, man.
yeah,
Eric,
I know.
where's Ralphie at? Where's
Listen, the boys had strict instructions. I'm in the attic. I told my wife and the three
Oh,
boys,
I want to
nobody
see
comes
Ralphie.
up here. Nobody interrupts me. Just stay away until I come downstairs. That's just the way it went.
Now, Austin,
His son looks like Ralphie from
that is my favorite
from the Christmas
movie
Story.
of all
Well,
time.
he's got
That
to
is-
come upstairs
that
then.
is the
He's got to
greatest
see
movie
him.
of all time.
You better
Christmas
yell for
Story.
him, Eric.
All right,
Anyways,
I'll text Ralphie to come up.
Yeah,
Be
text
quiet,
him.
Amanda. Austin, are you going to San Antonio or are you just going to come down to Murphy's? Because if you're going to San Antonio, please look us up May 12th at the Alamo Beer Company. We will be there Friday on the 12th at 6 o'clock.
Dirty,
doing
just
the
wait a minute. You got to
X-Feed.
see Ralphie.
Okay, and Ryan, thank you so much. We hope to kill it in San Antonio. Don't worry, Ryan. Oh, hey, bro. Austin, come see us. Alamo Beer Company, May 12th, 6 o'clock. We will be there doing the broadcast with all the podcasts, as you heard from Daddy Ed. And apparently I'm supposed to be sitting here
Yeah,
waiting
you
for
got
Ralphie.
to see Ralphie. I guess.
I'm doing my best to get him.
No,
actually-
I listen.
Well, as long as you keep saying that name, he's not coming up.
He looks
Listen, she
just
got him
like
in-
Ralphie.
She got him a Ralphie ornament for the Christmas tree, and it's gonna go on the Christmas tree. It's
I
gonna
did.
happen.
Hey, I threatened.
Well,
to get
I
him
want
a
to see, they did the side by side with me and the Heat Miser. I want to see the side by side with Ralphie. And
I
Oh,
sent that. I did. Eric, did I not send you that?
yeah, she did. She did.
Mhm.
I'm telling you.
I was right.
When I told Aiden what I was doing tonight, he goes, "Are you gonna be on with our cousin Amanda?" And I go, "Well, yeah." He goes, he just shook his head.
He loves me.
Welcome
He
to
does.
the family show. I have no idea what's going on, but we're going to end this show right here. We will see
I'll
you
post it.
guys May 11th. Murphy's on 21. What's the address again, Amanda?
13226 Test on Ferry Road.
And with that being said, I think we are. Let me make sure I got it right. Yeah, we're done.
Bye, peeps.